Good morning. Good morning, Reggie. Good morning, quick peeps. Let's wait a couple minutes more if more people join them start today. Good morning, Phil. All right, guys, without further ado, let's start today. On the 7-hour chart, we have this swingy low. Price trade initially around 2 deviation, make a retracement between 0 and -1, and now make another move around 2.33, and we are in this small consolidation. So I'll pay attention to one thing here. I'll pay attention to this dealing range from the low of the fractal consolidation. And also a small dealing range from this candle that starts the move to break the previous high. So from this low to the high. And looking for this small dealing range, we trade to between 618 and 0705. So I'll pay attention here. Because I'll be careful because we make a high here on Monday in this candle, and today earlier price tried to move in higher but failed to take this high. So for me, that was a weakness to move in lower, and the next candle, the 8 AM candle, took this low. So I'll be careful if you're gonna trade a little bit lower before moving higher. We don't have the confirmation to go above here because price didn't close above 2.5 deviation yet. So I'll be careful here, maybe a manipulation even lower and let it trading higher. On the 1 hour chart, we have this swing low. Here price trade between 3 and 3.5 deviation. Make a retracement. and then in this next move we touch three and a half deviations. So there's room to trade to this level here. But like I said, I'm really careful if we're gonna make a bigger retracement before reaching these levels here, because again, the 5 a.m. candle failed to take the 10 a.m. candle of yesterday, so I'll be careful here. Here I was looking for this consolidation, high and low, and here we can see the price retracing between below the 86, but the body of the last 4 candles is above the 0705. So I'll pay attention if we're gonna start moving higher straight to this level above here, or we're gonna make a bigger retracement, looking for some levels on the downside. On the opening and closing range chart, we don't have any opening and closing range above. The measure from Thursday when price started moving higher, I measured from this opening range to this closing range when price was above, because we have a cluster between opening and closing range here. Let me just adjust. And looking for these levels, we trade between 3 and a half deviation. This is a retracement, and later we should trade around this zone here, 4 and a half deviation. Let me move this a little bit to the right. On the regular trading hours range, today earlier price trade between almost to the upper quarter from this weekly opening gap and this weekly opening gap, failed to close above. On the retrace, we never get inside this new weekly opening gap. We have this one inside this bigger one, and right now price struggling to close above this new weekly opening gap. Like I said, maybe have a manipulation lower and later trading higher. On midnight opening range, we have a bigger range today, 43.75 points, so bigger than 20 points. Usually the full delivery for one of the sides of this range is 4 and a half deviation. We touch here in London, 4 deviation in London. After this, we close below the midnight opening range, and right now we've price failed to close above the midnight opening range. We can see this candle try to trade higher, but just the weak trade above, the next one the same. So like I said, I'll pay attention if we start trading below the midnight opening range. If so, I'm looking for the deviations on the downside. On the time-based deviation chart, the regular trading hours range, after the range was formed, price traded to almost the 86, the last level below the range high. Move it to the downside, close below the range low, and we touch the first gray box like here, and fade to close below. After that, we close inside the range, but we fail on the lower quadrant. So I'll pay attention right now. If price hold inside the range, we most likely trading towards to 50% and the upper quadrant. If you start closing below the range, I'll pay attention again the first gray box, and if you close below, the second gray box. So right now prices are is small this consolidation between the 11% and the range low. I'll pay attention to if it close below or hold inside the range. The pre-market range from 930 to 129. After the range was formed, trade to the first gray box. This candle closed above the one, but the very next one closed below again. So I'll pay attention because usually when close above one gray box, we trade to the second. On the trade to the downside, we never close below the range low. So now I'll pay attention because we are start closing above the 50% of the range. That's the weakness to moving higher. So I'll pay attention. If close above the upper quadrant and the range high, I'll pay attention reaction on this gray box here. And since this candle closed above, if we move into the second gray box up here. The New York range, the range from 6 to 9 a.m. After the range was formed, price are trading on the lower half of the range. It's the first time that we touch the lower quadrant, so I'll pay attention. If close below the lower quadrant, I'll pay attention 11% and the range low, closing below one of the gray box. And if start closing above upper quadrant, range high, and the gray box above this range. Right now, we just touched the lower quadrant and rejection right away. So this is a weakness to moving lower, so we pay attention to the reaction here. The range from 9 to 10 p.m. usually 44.5 will be the high and low of the day. Today this range is too big, so I'm not looking for the 4.5 deviation. Maybe we trade to 2.5 deviation above or below. Initially we trade to 50% of this range and fail, but on the retracement we fail to close below the range low, so that's a weakness to moving higher. So because it's a very big range today, maybe we tested the 2 and 2.5 deviation. The London window, after the range was formed today, we trade to the manipulation on the downside. We touch and rejection. Same on the upside, so it was a double manipulation today, low, high, and the second try to trade to lower, never close below the range low, and minimum delivery will be 2 and 2.5. Close above, we close above the 4.5, and usually this for the London move, but today we traded a little bit above the 8 deviation, so more than the full delivery on the London. And the same move to the downside, we touched the 4.5 deviation and failed to moving lower from this, and now we started moving higher. London. And the New York window was just formed. I'll pay attention to the manipulation levels on this range. Right now we touched the upper quadrant fail, so let's pay attention to the reaction on the quadrants and the box above and below of this range. The RMT standard deviation level, the range from 645 to 1003. After the range was formed, we closed above the first gray box, but didn't get to the second. Retraced to the first gray box below the low, and now back inside the range. We just closed above the lower quadrant, so I'll pay attention here because this candle fail on the 50%. If you hold above this level, we most likely trading higher, and tested this gray box above the high, closing above the second one. The RAN profile today, again, the is statistical work. London partial up. When this happens, usually New York takes the London high first, Today we take the London low, so 50% of chance the New York take the London high if they take the low first. So I'll pay attention here because we swapped the low and the Asian low already. So we just have like liquidity. Think about the sessions on the London high, because London took the Asia high liquidity and didn't take the Asia low, and New York just swept the London and Asia low. So the only liquidity, think about sessions, we have above the London here. So I'll pay attention to if we're trading higher to this move. On the stop hand chart, price didn't take the London, price took the Asia low, but didn't take a stop on level 1, so we're not going for level 2 and 3. Took a London low, and took the stop on level 1 and 2 of London. I just don't like to see one just take this stop on level 2 with the wick. I would like to see the body take the level 2, but just in case, I'll pay attention if you have a manipulation lower to take the London level 3. That will be this level here, this line here. And on the upside, price took the Asia high, stop on level 1 and 2, and again just the wick took the level 2, so I don't trust to take the level 3. Maybe later New York take the level 3, and London we just take the London high, didn't take the stop on level 2. So I'll pay attention, maybe we swept the low first and later trade higher to take the high, to swap the stop on level above here. On the daily deviation after the opening, price trading lower and failed to close below the upper quadrant from -0.5 and -25. On the move to the upside, failed to stay above the 0.25, and now retracement back to 50% between -0.5 and -25. So I'll pay attention right now the quadrants between -25 and -0.5. On the monthly cycle, we started a new cycle yesterday, this Monday. Right now, price moving higher to the rebalance liquidity on the upside here, and now retrace back to the order flow low. You pay attention, we trade to 50% of the order flow low and rejection right away. That's a weakness to moving lower. So I'll pay attention right now. If you start moving, not trading below the 50% here, we most likely trading higher and back to the range from 53 and 618 above here. On the yearly cycle today, we tested the rebalance liquidity low, the 618 here, but on the retracement, never closed below the order flow low. On the fractal, we touch and rejection right away. So that's a weakness to moving lower. On the weekly hidden range, after the weekly opening, we trade to 50% between half and 618. Actually, the fractal 618 below, and then moving to the upside and touch 50% between 786 and 0705, and this last retracement to the downside, we touch the 0786, never close below. Now we start closing above the 50%, so I'll pay attention. If we start closing above the 618, we most likely trade to 0705 up here. The daily deviation use the same metric. Today, after the daily open, we trade lower to 0786. We touched this level. This is when we enter on the deep discount zone. Moving to the upside to the fractal 886, the last level below the 618, and retracement back again to the same levels that we were before. The week trade lower until the fractal above the 50%. Bodies inside this level from 76 and 0.0705. On the moving here, we fail on the 608, but on the retracement, bodies inside this level. So looks like we start moving higher from here. And finally on the hidden range, today earlier we fail on the 50%. Let me do this one thing here. Today earlier price traded to 50%. The rebalance liquid of the range touch and fail as a weakness to moving higher. Trade lower, close below the order flow, but touch the internal liquidity low and fail. So right now I need to see price start closing above the 50% of the order flow to confirm it moving to the upside. This candle tried to test the 50% and fail, but right now we start closing inside again, and we never close below the RMT reversal level after this rejection. So this for me looks like we're gonna trading higher. Like I said, maybe after the opening, one more manipulation, maybe to swap these lows and fail on the 50% of this internal liquidity, and later trading higher. If confirming this moving to that we're gonna trading higher, failing to take these levels here, I expect the price trade to rebalance liquidity high here or testing the order flow on the upside, this blue box up here. And if you're looking for the small range, the 243 points, if I use the replay what happened in London, we fail again 50% of the range, then we start trading lower. But again, on this range we touch the order flow low. This is going to tell us if we're going to price moving higher or lower inside the range. We touch and reject here, and bodies never close below the rebalance liquidity low. But again, at the same time, we didn't see any candle, any body close above the order flow high. That's the reason we are in this small consolidation between the order flow and the rebalance liquidity. But the way this candle start closing, looks like you're gonna trade higher. So like I said, I'll be just careful if you have a manipulation lower after the opening, and later we most likely trade higher. So that's it, guys. Let's wait for the opening in 5 minutes to see what happened. So since we have this since price make this new swing low here, 806, let me measure this candle. It's not the best candle that I like to measure because it's a very big candle. I mean, big week on the both sides. So looking for this candle right now. We don't have the confirmation of the move because we didn't close above 1. But again, I'll pay attention to the retracement, because here we trade to half deviation, make a retracement on the 50%. So we need before make a new high or a new low, we need to retracement at least to the 50%. That happened here. So I'll be careful because again, we are stuck inside the midnight open range. We didn't see any candle close above, but looking for the levels here, we start close above the lower quadrant, here above the 50%, here we close above the upper quadrant. Let's see if this candle start closing above the range high or is going to retest this quadrant inside the midnight open range. So the opening 3 minutes, let's wait. right, guys, now the opening. Have a manipulation higher. Let's see. We rejected it on the one deviation of the 9 to 915 and the order flow high of the 792 range. Like I said, for me, we need to sweat to these lows first and later trade higher. So let's see. Good morning, Rafa. Now we're holding on the lower quadrant. Let's pay attention here. And that's a rebalance liquid low. I entered too long here, 2 micros. Want to put on the 50%, and let's see if confirm the move. We retraced to 0.886 before the swing low. We fail on the lower quadrant. Let me see. We need to go a little bit higher. And I don't like that. I don't know that you want to put on the lower quadrant, one on the upper quadrant, one on the range high, sorry. But if you're not taking this high, I'll close the trade. First TP. Yeah, I don't like that. Let me see if I close this trade, because we failed on the RMT reversal level 2 times, 50% of the order flow. Yeah, I'm gonna close. We fail on the RMT reversal level here 2 times and 50% of the order flow. Let's wait for more confirmation. And also was the range high, the 915 high. 1, 2, 3 times we fail here. So let's pay attention if we hold, we're not taking this low, and maybe I'll enter again. If we take it this low, I'm looking for if the price is gonna swap to this lows here. And if you look on the 15-minute, we never close above this order flow. Look, 1, 2, 4 times we try and fail to close above. So let's pay attention on the reaction here. I entered the short, just 3. Let's take a look for these lows here. I'll put on here on the 50%. And one will be right here on the half. And one down here. Alright, digging my TP by 2 points here. But let's wait. Yeah, I'm about to close because we found the range low 2 times. Let's see the direction of the lower quadrant. If now we trade lower, if not, I'll close this trade because we just swiped to the lows and fail. Yeah, I'm about to close. Let me see. Yeah, I'm close to right now because we fail again on the range low. So we are in this choppy. We swiped the high and failed to close above. Swiped the low, failed to close above. Here we fail on the 50% and the OTE. So it looks like we're going to trade lower, but I didn't like to risk. I closed with a small profit to see if the price is really going to trade real lower. Again, look, we touched the range low and failed one more time, so that's a little bit tricky. Price is stuck inside the 9 to 915 range. Here we can see the high and low. Yeah, it looks like now we're going to trade lower. That was my first target. Let me see if I get the other ones. But again, yeah, this was the manipulation. Look at the body inside the 9 to 915. So a little bit tricky. Let's wait for more confirmation. And let me see the full daily range from since the low. That was be here low. low to the high. Yeah, this was 0.705. Yeah, that was my second TP. I into the short again, put a target on this 6 on 8, and one to put down here on this low. The mini get my TP and the micros no. Look here, the mini gets the micros no, so I don't like that. Move a little bit up. All right, first one. MC take the second. That will be here. Yeah, on the one. I'm gonna close, but it's above the 50%. We touched the 6 on 8 here, and the micros trade a little bit higher. So let's wait for this confirmation. And this 0.86 retracement from the low, but it never closed below. So let's see if we make now is the we start moving higher. So I measured this candle, the swing low. Not the 950 macro. This is the new low. $92 here. Retracement to 0.618. So now let's pay attention to one deviation here. That's the first TP. Wow, that was fast. Let's see if we confirm close above 1. That confirmed the move. And then I had some more. Right now we touch 1. Didn't close above. Let's see if it goes above this -1. And another 3. I put on the 1.5 here. And I do one more. Yeah, I don't like that. Let me see if I close, because yeah, I'm about to close. Let me see. Yeah, I'll close this one. I was in a rush. We didn't close above one deviation here. We had a fair value gap here, um, inverted fair value gap here when price hold it the first time, but later this candle over overtake this one. Also, I should have closed before. And also we failed to stay inside the range low. Look, with the one candle close inside, the next one close below. So that was my bet. Let's see what's coming. And this is that was the midnight opening range low, and also the 11% of the 9 to 9.15 range. The reason I took the long because we failed on the 50% here 2 times, and then there's a weakness to moving lower, but we failed to stay inside the range. So let's pay attention now the reaction that again we failed on the -1. Yeah, I was trying to take this short, but it was too long. I was aiming to take this lows, but I was too late. Let me see the 10 a.m. Opening, because I just noticed that on the 6 to 9, the long that I took was on 11%. We failed here, but again, we're moving higher and fail on the upper quadrant. Weakness to moving lower. So now we close below the low. I'll pay attention reaction to the 11 deviation. Yeah, I took a short for the 11 deviation. That would be here. Yeah, price already did. Hold on. That would be the target. It's already happened. Let me see if we go a little bit further to the 2 deviation down here. There we go. All right, 2 deviation target target hit. So let's see the reaction here right now on the internal liquidity low on the both ranges, the 243 and the 729, and that's we almost touching the this one. Let's see the reaction here and the range low, something around this level. And that's 2.33, 2.5 deviation of the opening range. If you're not closing below this level, this could be the reversal, the 10 AM reversal. But I'll be careful here, depending on the reaction of the order flow and 50% of the entire liquidity low. Let me see this candle. I ain't another too short. I'll put here on the 0705. And that's pretty close to the 4 deviation. This is the 50% of the order flow. I just like the direction of the half deviation here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna close. We've made some rejection on the half deviation of the 6 to 9 here. 2 times we touch and fail, so this could be the reversal point. So let's pay attention to here. Yeah, I entered too long here. Oh fuck. Let's pay attention on the half deviation. Pull on the 1. Right, the first one. Let's see you confirm the closing above -1, and then we enter more. Right now, so far no confirmation. Still a risk trade. So could be a manipulation move. We touch and fail on the 50% of the internal liquidity high here. And another 3. One. 2. 3. put 1.5 right here, and my runner will be there. But again, we need to see the confirmation above the close above 1. We didn't have this yet. Yeah, I don't like this reaction here. Maybe I'm gonna close this one. Yeah, I'm gonna close before the trade lower, and let's wait that if we not trade below the 0.786, I enter again. Okay, I entered the 4 again. We close above the 0.32 here on the 6 to 9. Now I need to see if close above 1, 1.5. I should have hold that trade, but yeah, that's fine. All right, first TP. Let's see now if you close above 1 to confirm the trade. Second TP. Let's see if you close above 1 on the retrace, maybe we add some more. Right under 4. Just want to be on the range. have a runner opening range low. This here, this here. This here. Yeah, I don't like the direction that we fail on the range high 2 times. Another one. These will put on previous high. These will be on the here. Another one. Another two. Let's see right now we have another last 3, so she's 2.5. I'll take one more manually, so we just have a 2. We've closed 4 out of 6 because we have a reaction on the 2.33, and this one will be 50% on 3 deviation. This will be on order flow high and a runner to the opening range low. Let's see if we take this. Oh, I just have a 2, so yeah, no runner. Let's see if it close above a 2.5, and then I'll leave a runner higher. So this will be on. Oh, this is the 4.5 deviation. Yeah. Needs to close above 2.5, where price is right now. If close above, we go to 4 at least. Come on. I'll take this one manually because we didn't get my TP by 1 tick. Now I have my last one. Stop above a break even. That's on the order flow high right here. All right. So this one is a runner. I'll move this one to the %50 of the order flow right here. or actually I'm moving to the opening range high. Yeah, this one, and see what happened, because this will be the OT of the 6 to 9 AM range. Like I said, I'm not sure if you're gonna get there, but that's the 1 minute deviations on the swing low. I measure one the single candle, one the low next opposite color candle high, very similar levels. And I measure the 3 minute swing. The 3 minute swing give me these deviations here. So the 4 deviation is a little bit higher, but I was just looking for the opening range high to be a market maker sell and buy model. If you're gonna get that, I'm not sure. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna trade in my stop slowly after the swing lows, after the we make a swing low like this one, and see what happened. And then I'm not gonna take more actions for this AM session. Like I said, maybe it could be the reversal, because we have the reaction on the half deviation of the 6 to 9. This is very strong level for reversal. And now I'm looking back, my target is the OTE is right above here, the opening range high. So maybe this move here to be a market maker sell and buy model. Right now I'm back to $300 in profit, so cover the small loss that I have here. I was $320 in loss when I had this. I had one move that I canceled here. And so yeah, if I didn't get that loss, I would be almost $600 up so far. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap up this one. I'll pay attention here, because that's 14.5 deviation, could be the end of the move, and later we trading lower, because it also is the order flow of the 243 points, and we need to see the reaction here. Like I said, I will trailing my stop to the previous low of the swing. So that was the most recent swing. I'll trailing my stop here. If you keep moving higher, every swing we have, I'll trailing my stop and see what happened. And if the trade plays out to my last target, to my runner, that will be from here another, yeah, almost $400, 190 points, $380. That'll be a nice profit. If you're not, if you stop me on this profit here, I'll end up the session with $200 something in profit. Not the best profit for the day, but at least cover my loss here, and then it's still a profit day. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap up this one. I appreciate the time. Have a great day, and see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, I'll just be careful. Thanks, Reggie. I appreciate it, brother. I'll be careful, because now we touch 4 here, right? So this could be the end of move right here. But again, stop a little bit above the break even, so some profit here. And even I stopped out here and we didn't take the lows, maybe I enter 1 micro again, aiming to this target here. All right. So that's it, guys. Have a great day, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Thank you, peeps. Appreciate it, brother. Bye bye, guys. Catch up tomorrow, PP. Take a wrap up. See you. Bye bye, brother.